All right, folks, we got another one on tap here as we move on to the U17 division. It's the matchup that everybody wanted, blue versus white here at the Winter Box League. Aiden O'Sullivan gets the starting goal for Team Blue. At the other end, it'll be Aiden Ferguson, but right now it's Aiden O'Sullivan watching on as white gets the first possession. Quick one through the middle, and O'Sullivan makes the early stop. Hardly had to move there, and Josh Mills comes into this game with zeros across his stat line. Not even a loose ball, and a few minuses as well. He would love to get himself into at least the loose ball column or something. As he finds one there, so, I mean, give him one. One of the easier ones you'll find. And here comes Lincoln Wall, the highly touted prospect for Team White. He'll score. I know he came into this game wanting the league lead in goals. He had one yesterday, now he's got one today. And he'll be chasing down Silas Gagnon on his own team all evening long. Gagnon comes into this one with 5. Lincoln Wall has now got 2. So it's a 1-0 lead for Team White. Blue looking for a bounce back. Got to be careful that center line, and that is going to be a back over. Jackson Foster takes some space. One righty on the floor right now for White. They're going to try to make a change, and they do. So now the righty Reese Robertson gets a little bit of help, and Robertson takes some space, looking low, and O'Sullivan with another stop. Back across now on the reset. Driving low, Tavish McComb. Able to hang on to possession and get it towards the outside. There was a fallen forward down on the crease, and that shot goes off the shoulder of O'Sullivan. White thinks they scored. Ethan Pickering can't believe it. And then Blue puts it off the crossbar. Liam Posterski, he's got 5 goals coming into this game. No back over call there. The White bench doesn't like it, but Blue gets away with one. On the roll, that slash got up to the neck area. Connor Robinson says play on. Brixton McIntyre, heel tuck. Back to the outside. Evan Catton will shoot wide. That bounces off of a stick, ends up back over center. Last touching White, so no back over, but they'll pick it up already in the offensive zone, and they'll be able to change behind the play. Remember, it's a 1-0 lead right now for White off of the goal from Lincoln Wall, who's back on the floor. And does he ever look hungry for more? He gets a pass through. O'Sullivan with the save. White wants an interference. They're not going to get one. A nice swim over the forechecker as Posterski winds up giving it back. Jackson Foster leaves for Wall. Foster then peels off to the bench. Wall to the middle. Pass doesn't come. They're going to keep it on that far side for the lefties through the middle, and O'Sullivan will make the stop. Loose ball to the corner. Pinned right now by Howard Rogers. Back up top to Wall. He'll go across now for the righties. Seth Kufsky will try to set the screen. Again to the corner. Drive is low, right on. O'Sullivan got a piece, and it's going to count. Somehow the official from the restraining line saw that trickle through, and it'll be a 2-0 lead for White. And they're going to need to find an answer here, Blue that is, and they'll look to Kevin Hatchell at the face-off dot. Cale McMurray, he'll get another loose ball. So he came into this game leading his team with 16, tries to set up a chance at the back door, gets another one. McMurray gets run into. He's knocked down. Open up space, though, for Mills. There he is. Number 1 gets his first of his Winter Box League career. Well, so Josh Mills, despite some critics, able to get himself contributing in some way. And now just looks exhausted after that last burst. White will try to get that 2-goal lead back, but denied by Aiden O'Sullivan. Mills wanting to defend with one hand on his stick. So he'll go and pressure out. Swing pass across. Huxley Cornwall. Driving through. Pass came, but instead connected with Foster, who got knocked down for his efforts. And then White forechecking. Knocked down the Blue defender, being Owen Vandale. Mills with just a horrible decision to throw that backhanded towards center. It's intercepted. Now Foster will backpedal away. Steps into a shot. That's wide, and Mills able to pick it up. Look up to McMurray. McMurray towards center. Brixton McIntyre looks along the wall. Hayden Yerbury was right there. Yerbury gets underneath of a check. Parked in the corner. Now up to McIntyre. He'll spin on his man. Defended well. Back in front, Yerbury shoots and scores off the post and in. And it's all tied up at 2. Five minutes left in the first quarter. So back to the face-off dot. Lincoln Wall will take the draw for White. Brixton McIntyre for Blue. Lincoln Wall right now with the longest socks in Winter Box League history. Across the floor, shot on, Blue gets the lead. Evan Catton puts one to the top corner. Back-to-back goals, 30 seconds apart. And now Lincoln Wall has been demoted from the face-off dot. He too, much like Josh Mills, just look like they are completely out of breath. Brixton McIntyre banks it to himself off the glass, just like he planned. And now that's intercepted, a leaping knockdown by Gaster in front to Wall, and he hits the crossbar on the backhand. That might have worked if his socks were a little longer. Doesn't help him out this time. Now a pass off the boards, another bank set play. Here's Wall. Swing across. Tough one to handle. McIntyre will take it away. He's 1-on-3 right now. Make it 2-on-3. Looks across. That'll be deflected down before it got too much farther. Now the trailer is Rogers to the crease and scores. Well, where did this Blue team come from? Liam Posterski gets his 6th of the tournament. And he'll take sole possession of the lead in that category. As the game clock continues to wind down closer and closer towards its conclusion. Howard Rogers has been good at the faceoff dot all week long. He'll be credited with the win here until White wind up finding the loose ball. Now numbers as that pass towards Foster was in too tight. Rogers knocked it down. Another chance for White as Donovan Wallace put it off the mark, but they do get the rebound. Delayed call coming up against Blue. Save made by O'Sullivan. His first one in a while as Blue has just poured it on. And are they going to call this a hold, I believe, against Howard Rogers? Referee in charge, Connor Robinson, deciding not to let the boys play here. Calling this real tight early on. Under 2 minutes to go. First power play we've seen today. So White will work it around the horn, close to in the crease, but handled well. 13 on the shot clock. Back to the point. Fake shot, and the pass was hooked down. Now up top again to Campanile. He'll shoot on. O'Sullivan with the save. White with the rebound, and they score on the power play. White gets one back. It's a one-goal game once again. And they'll be 1 for 1 on the man advantage. "60 seconds on the clock." Mills is going to take the draw. Wins it to himself, selfishly. And his pass through the middle looked like it was more or less to no one, but a real good effort by Logan Hansen to make something of it. So he gets towards the restraining line, spins away from some pressure. Mills watched by Wall. Mills cutting through, pass is good, reverse backhand, blocked. No reset, so White will take it away. White gets over center. They got 20 seconds to try to make something happen here. Waiting at the point, Liam Gaster over to Wall. 14 on the clock, on his toes. Does Wall want the drive? He gets his hands loose. He'll drive, wrong side, still shot. O'Sullivan with an easy stop. 3 seconds to go. Need to get something on goal here. They will. Just before the buzzer, they score! Carson Brown John. Tie game with zeros on the clock, and we'll look on towards the second quarter. Still a lot to be told in this story, and we'll bring you all of it here on Pro Caliber Media. Second quarter, coming in hot here at the Winter Box League. Even 4-4 between blue and white. Carson Brown John scored a buzzer-beating goal at the tail end of the first quarter to even things up. And that came after a stretch of goals from blue. A run of 3 in a row. Now McMurray stopped on the crease and stepped through. Now Cale McMurray's going to pressure the ball carrier and forces a tough pass. So Aiden O'Sullivan will come out of his goal and lead this up the floor. Ty LeMay down to Mills, dropped that pass. So now White will try to cash in on the Josh Mills turnover. A swim by Campanile. Defended well, though. He's forced to the outside. Gaster gets it back to Campanile, who tries to go inside the post, but read well by O'Sullivan. Quick up, and they'll look behind the net to Mills. Mills disregarding the instruction from head coach Nate Facine, who wanted Mills to change after going out for a shift of offense and defense. Gave up possession there for his team as well, but ignoring everybody on his team to stay on the floor. And now Mills wants the pass. They're going to give it to him. So he draws the defender out. Wisely moves to somebody else as Kevin Hatchula will end up giving it away, and they're going to keep Mills on defense. It's Gaster. It's going to go with numbers, gets around Mills easily, and O'Sullivan makes a good stick save and tight, and that one from point-blank range goes wide. Bounces, though, out of the reach of Liam Posterski. Couldn't knock it down. It'll be picked up by Campanile. It's got room to run. Parked behind the goal. Campanile will come around, and he'll score over the shoulder of Aiden O'Sullivan. What a read with Josh Mills again stuck on defense. I believe he's going to be -2 now. And White will take the lead for the first time in this game, if I'm not mistaken. Now leading 5-4 off the goal from Noah Campanile. Jackson Foster. Pass towards Donovan Wallace. Deflects high off his stick. White still has it, though. Pass across the crease, and O'Sullivan with a stop, even with the defender throwing their stick. This is Foster. Wall sets the screen. Foster tries to split between the defenders. White will move now to the righties. Back across to Wall. 1 goal in the first quarter. Heavy jab step. He'll get over top and score. He'll get his second of the game. Third of the tournament. And starts to walk straight towards the blue bench where Josh Mills appears to be hiding. And look at this. They're actually going to put Josh Mills on the gate. The selfishness just continues. Now Blue needs an answer. They had a good stretch of offense in the first. Nothing so far in the second. Howard Rogers is going to dive and shoot, but steps down in the crease, and a nice save by Aiden Ferguson. Gaster has it. Watched on by Rogers. Quite the size mismatch there. White still takes it to the goal. McMurray gets it up to Mills. Sees a lane to the goal. Throws a pass back to McMurray, who bobbled it. Got to take care of this ball, and McMurray comes over to clean it up. Down to the corner for Mills. He'll get topside. Moving faster than we've seen him run all week. Handled easily, though, by Ferguson, and now it's a breakaway the other way for White. Mills got back. McMurray, long bomb forward. Pass is good. They got a man open on the crease. Shot came instead from the wrong side, but still hit the post. Owen Vandale shooting that, and now it's a break for Lincoln Wall for his hat trick, and it's in. They're going to give one to Lincoln Wall. It'll be his third of the game, fourth of the tournament, and now he's just 2 shy of the league lead, looking to chase down Liam Posterski, who's got a goal in this game, and now he's up to 6. Wall up to 4. Foster wins the face-off against McIntyre. Had a man on the crease. It was Campanile, but doesn't get the pass across. Now Noah Campanile gets it. Scored a goal earlier in this quarter. He'll wind and fire through a screen. O'Sullivan with the save. Brixton McIntyre. 5 to play. Good screen is set. He'll work his way to the corner. Back up top now to Evan Catton. McIntyre fakes the pass, spins off a check. Back up top, Vandale has it. He'll shoot low off the boards. And just 3 seconds to go. He's forced to just dump that into the corner. Noah Campanile was right there waiting for it. Minimal pressure. Now McIntyre comes over. Campanile protecting. He winds up behind the goal. Pass is good, right on, and winds up in and out of the goaltender's stick. Now rolls through Brixton McIntyre. He's going to draw a penalty. Pass across the floor. Logan Hansen picks it up. Goaltender to the bench now for the extra attacker, and White picks up that interception. And it will be the first power play of the game for Blue now after White's gone 1 for 1 in this game. Blue will get a chance. And it's going to be quarterbacked by Brixton McIntyre. McIntyre. Pass was bobbled. Now it's a shorthanded break chance, but Jackson Foster decides to slow down. He sees a man off the bench, though. Shot on, scores. It's a shorty, and White gets another. Reese Robertson. Why not? Everybody getting into the mix now. In this game so far, led selfishly by Lincoln Wall. Cale McMurray picks it up. Blues still on the power play for a little over a minute. It's under 3 to play in the quarter. Rogers will let the righties do some work and move the ball behind the goal. Now quick up. Back to the point for Rogers. He'll shoot right on, but it goes straight into the midsection of Ferguson. An easy stop there. It's Rogers just trying to out-muscle the netminder. And Blue may have just gotten away with a penalty. So McMurray knocked his man down. Robinson, the official, right there, says no penalty. White winds up taking it back over center, and that's going to be a back over call. Power play winds down to 25. McMurray in the corner. Watched on now by Hudson Clement. They'll take it behind the goal again. On the dunk, it counts. An unorthodox power play goal, but it will count all the same, and the lead is cut down to 3. Liam Posterski again. He hears the footsteps of Lincoln Wall closing in on the tournament lead in goals, so he adds a pair himself, and now he'll be up to 7 through 2.5 games played so far. White's got to send someone to take the face-off. Evan Catton was lining up against nobody. And White winds up jumping early. It's Liam Gaster, so Catton will take it back. Here is Mills. Gets the screen from Catton. Fakes the backhand pass, and Mills, and it gets over. Blue makes it 2 straight. Mills gets his second. And so with that last goal from Liam Posterski, that did put Blue with a power play goal. So both teams now 1 for 1, close to over the line. It will remain in possession of Blue with 35 seconds to go in the half. Cadden down to Mills. Mills hoping for a target in the middle. He'll find one outside. It's Vandale. Now to the righties, back across. Mills gets underneath on Wall, jumped way too early. I don't know who taught him to defend like that, but looks dejected after he got sold out on that play. Now 12 seconds on the clock. White just trying to muck it up right now. They're leaking a forward towards center. And they're going to run out of time here as zeros wind up on the clock, and it'll be an 8-6 lead for White heading into the second half. And we'll bring you all that second half when we return. All right, we're back here for the third quarter. White now down a man despite no penalty being called. There's a backhander on, and it's going to count. Noah Campanile. Turns out they don't need Lincoln Wall on the floor. Just going to play the role of fan right now while Josh Mills gets another minus. It's got to be at least minus 17 through 3 games by my count. Ball is loose. It went towards Mills, but doesn't want to battle for it. Here's Foster on his wrong side. Gets to his proper. Now from the corner, gets it towards the perimeter, and Kufsky was available, but they want to keep it in the hands of the lefties for now. Another lefty picked it up, but a member of Team Blue was Cale McMurray, who fell down, and there's going to be a penalty on the play as Foster saw an open goal, but there will indeed be a White penalty, and that will release Wall from the box. But they will replace Lincoln Wall with Liam Gaster. He's going to watch on for now. Blue scored on their last power play, that dunk from behind. And Mills is going to quarterback this power play. Back to Mills at the point. Backhand across to McIntyre, who bobbled it. Now he's trying to protect against a swinging stick, and Mills is going to have to get back. He tries the rusty gate, a couple of slashes, and eventually it's knocked out of the hands of Carson Brown-John. Remember, he had that buzzer beater earlier on. They try the one-timer. That's handled easily by incoming goaltender Joseph Druce. 35 saves for him through 2 games played so far. James Sarkany is also in goal, but now for Team Blue, as he started this tournament wearing a white jersey. Now Mills will take it back at center. Mills. You can just see in his body language, he just wants to shoot that right away. No look pass, looking towards McIntyre, didn't work out. Campanile flips it across to Foster, and he got his stick checked as he tried to shoot. Didn't wind up getting it on goal, and Sarkany will come out of his crease to set a phantom pick on no one. McMurray. Backpedaling away, power play time winds down to 35. Across the crease, Rogers looking up top. Catton was there, but it was deflected. McIntyre for a lane through. Druce kept his stick down, and he'll just leave for a defender to collect. There's just 20 seconds left in the Gaster penalty. A nice swim from Brown-John. Carson Brown-John drives low on Catton. Rogers picks that up from his goaltender. McMurray takes a peek over his shoulder because Gaster's coming out of the box. Now White with the first successful penalty kill we've seen all game between either of these two teams, and they'll turn it into a goal immediately following. Hudson Clement will get his first of the tournament, and White will be up to double digits now with that one. It's a 4-goal lead. Seth Kusky will line up at the dot. Go head-to-head with, well, now a loose ball that'll be picked up by Yerbury. He looks across as well, and that's intercepted. And maybe a chance now for Gaster. A breakaway from his own side of center. Takes a look over his shoulder. He'll shoot on, and it'll be off the shoulder of Sarkany. He deflects that into his stick and looks bench side now for a breakout. Up the wall. Over to Watson. Mills. Now Yerbury. Back to Mills. He'll shoot and score. Have to imagine if there was a low official, that would have been called in the crease, but right now only one, so it will count. A questionable and potentially controversial Josh Mills goal. So he'll match Lincoln Wall's goal total at 3 in the game. Wall still with the upper hand with 4 in the tournament. But it is Liam Posterski who's got 7 overall. Everybody eats right now is the mindset, especially for Team White. Mills cheating up the floor. Gets possession behind the goal. Catton got behind Wall. Now Wall goes straight to Mills. That'll be picked up now on the run by Carson Brown-John. He's got Wall with him, and Mills got a deflection out. Wall takes it. He wants the dunk, and is that in? No goal, and rightfully so, as Lincoln Wall sprawled out in the crease of James Sarkany, and it will remain a 3-goal deficit to Wall, or excuse me, to Mills. Pass through, Catton reaches around and scores. It's a 2-goal deficit now as Blues put home 2 in a row. Evan Catton, second of the game Makes this a 10-8 game in quarter number 3, which has 5 minutes left to go. McComb getting worked on by Hansen. McComb able to get away from that, though. Now he'll get it back. Shot on Sarkany. Kicks that out. Blue winds up just giving it back, though, and Sarkany makes another save, bailing out his defenders. McIntyre trying to protect, and he'll feed up to McMurray. 2-on-2 right now, waiting for some help. He'll spin, gets the shot off, and Druce in perfect position to take that into the PCL logo on his chest. Campanile on hat trick watch. Gets it down to Foster. Foster will shoot. Campanile denied by the goaltender again. James Sarkany leaping up from his heels. Posterski. He'll change after making the pass down the wall. Oh, that's going to be a penalty on White. I believe it's going to be Lee Healy on a cross check. So Blue unsuccessful on their last power play. We'll get another chance. They're 1 for 2 coming into this one. A goal here would cut the lead down to 1 at the tail end of the third quarter. Foster knocks it down. He wants to go short-handed. He'll shoot, and it'll be denied by Sarkany, the MVP from game number 1 of this series. McMurray knocks it loose. Campanile still with it. He spins to the goal and he'll score. Short-handed, and he completes the hat trick. White restores the 3-goal lead. Back to the dot. Howard Rogers is going to line up against Jackson Foster. Ball is still loose. Foster picks it up. Rogers draped all over him. Still short-handed for another 50 seconds, but White, they want more. Could have been a penalty there on Blue, but it's taken away instead. Posterski, he's on hat-trick watch. Mills creating space, and Posterski fires wide. LeMay behind the goal. Posterski, seen a few dunks in this game, decides he doesn't want one there, instead up to Rogers. Now up top, Yerbury behind the goal. Posterski thinking about the dunk and lost the handle before he could get it on goal. Rogers, he wants the dunk as well, and that'll be a crease call, but doesn't matter. It was a save either way from Druce. Launches that one way out of Hudson Clement's reach. So Sarkany comes out, makes the play and gets it up to Yerbury. Out of the box, or rather it was Mills who is still behind the play, and he would be denied by Joseph Druce. Oh, Rogers watching his man. Mills got the deflection. Couldn't take the ball away, though. Now he will. So he'll take it over center. He'll shoot on. Denied by Druce again. 28 seconds to go. Josh Mills trying to play hero ball, and he's going to wind up as the villain of his own team. 14 seconds on the clock. Shot on, and is that going to count? Yes, it will. Another late goal for Team White, and the lead continues to grow here now, up to 4 as they make their way into the final quarter of this one, and we'll bring you all of it here on Pro Caliber Media. Big fourth quarter is officially underway from the Forum. Team Blue needs quite a performance here as they trail by 4. Liam Posterski leaves for Catton. Catton's had a good showing in this game. 2 goals so far. Back on the floor hoping for his 3rd. That pass towards him would be intercepted by Gaster. Now Gaster looking up. White's got a man up the play. The pass is good. Save is better, though. James Sarkany stretches over. And that will end up as possession back in favor of Blue. McMurray. No goals yet in this game. Rogers takes the pass from him. Had to settle it towards the perimeter. Mills to McMurray. Heavy cradle as Mills got away with an interference call, but he gave possession away. This is picked up by Gaster. Quick up towards Campanile. Mishandled it. McMurray and Campanile will do battle. McMurray takes his man down, and he's going to take a seat for that one. Shot on, and McMurray finds the loose ball. He's going to go 2 or less for tripping, and I mean, this is a must-kill for Team Blue right now. White's 1 for 1 on the man advantage in this game. That goal came way back in the first quarter. But this now their second chance of the game. And will put Blue into a real tough spot here now if they are able to find a goal. Everybody getting a touch from the outside. It was bobbled by Reese Robertson, but he'll settle it down now with 10 on the clock. Twister's shot will be denied by Sarkany, and White gets the fresh 30. Back to the point for Gaster. Down low, skip feet across. Robertson had to jump to knock it down. Now Gaster, fake shot, one more to the near side, and that'll be blocked by Catton. Again to the corner. There was no reset there due to the block. So White has just 10 seconds left. Here's near side. They go again to that twister look. But handled by Sarkany. And now Druce will come from his crease to leg that forward. Catton stops up. Gaster. Everybody in the arena wanting a back over call, but Connor Robinson disagrees. Penalty clock winds down to 45. Up top, Gaster still going to run quarterback here. Far side, Sarkany took a peek behind him, thought it was on the goal line. Mills will float that. Just a terrible pass from Josh Mills. It's not going to make it far with that kind of sorcery. And now Mills tries to make another defensive play. He'll come up with it, looking to make up for that last pass. Lincoln Wall came over and forced Mills towards the outside. Just 10 seconds left in the White power play. Mills will take a lap down low. He'll try to dunk it over top. Druce makes the save. Feed up towards Wall. McMurray out of the box. Keeping Lincoln Wall at bay, but Wall swam over top, feeds Foster. Sarkany with the save, Wall with the loose ball. His pass is deflected by McMurray. Foster now is going to pressure. Mills heard some footsteps, frightened by the much younger Lincoln Wall. Foster trying to knock this ball down. White's gonna go now. Slow numbers here as they look across the wall. Foster shoots and scores. That may wind up being the dagger. It's a 5-goal deficit now with just over 7 minutes to play. White with another clean face-off one. Clement, he's got a lane, and he can't put it between the legs of Sarkany. Reaches out of his goal, and he knocks it into his crease. Sarkany will leave for Brixton McIntyre. Delayed call coming up against White. Shot on Druce with the save. Blue still with the rebound though before that goes through the crease. And I believe we're getting an illegal substitution call against White. Well, so maybe there's a little bit of hope here for Blue. If they can score on the man advantage, they'd be able to cut the lead down to 4 and give themselves a chance. But if White's able to kill this penalty off, then they have more or less locked in this result. Yerbury towards the point. Foster jumps early and winds up as the right call. Foster wants to go shorthanded. Denied by Sarkany. Ball is up and handled by Ethan Pickering. Excuse me, it's Carson Brown-John. Carson Brown-John with a nice swim through the power play. He'll lob this one high all the way over to Noah Campanile. 3 goals in this game for him. Pressure mounting. Penalty clock winds down to 1:13. Campanile. Shot on the run. Save is made and Foster gets another rebound. White might just kill this entire thing in the offensive zone. Foster left it behind. Trying to force the back-in call. Now Blues in some trouble, having a hard time clearing their defensive zone. Foster doing all the work right now. Foster still with it. Pressure from McIntyre and Posterski. Foster stumbled. Gets the penalty clock down under 30 seconds. Campanile took it back again. He'll fake the shot. 5 on the shot clock as he'll go behind, looking in front towards Carson Brown-John, but couldn't dial in the pass. And Blue will get it back, but just 13 seconds to work with on the power play. Diving shot, they score. Well, they do wind up getting one. It's their second power play goal that's been scored on a dunk or a crease dive. So they'll now be 2 for 4 on the man advantage. And this will be a 13-9 game, but with the clock running and down under 4 minutes, Blue are going to need a miracle here. It'll be knocked towards Mills, picks it up, goes to goal. Drews got a piece of it with his glove. Now McMurray in front, Rogers. He can't get the shot through. Now he will after spinning, shooting, and scoring. Blue now will get to double digits. It's a 3-goal deficit. Blue quick to line up at the face-off dot. They know what's at stake here. Loser has their Christmas canceled. Mills. McMurray fakes the toe drag, backpedals away. Catton sets the pick, but can't get away from the defender on the roll. Mills will swim. Had his hands tied up. Rogers, the latest goal scorer, sends it behind the goal. Van Dale couldn't knock it down. Now in some trouble as Foster finds it between his legs, and it's thrown towards Rogers. He'll shoot. Mills looking for the deflection between his legs. Couldn't make contact with it. Foster will pick that up on his own side of center and carry it away to safety. McComb wanted it in the middle. Pass number came from Gaster. Now McComb is backing away towards the shooter spot while the pass goes across the floor. Mills picks up the loose ball. He's got some extra energy available considering he didn't use too much of it during this game. Blue is going to go with a 6-on-5 set here. Sarkany on the bench for the extra attacker. Blue needs 2 goals, but they need one quickly here. They've got 95 seconds to go. McMurray steps into one, saved by Drews, and he'll look up towards the empty net, decides to throw it up to Gaster. Sarkany back in his goal. Gaster gets away. He'll look across the line. Fake shot. Now it's on, and they score. Icing on the cake for Reese Robertson's second of the game. Third of the game. Thank you, mystery statistician. And the final minute is officially on here. Team White has locked in the result. It's just a matter of what the final score will be. They're going to say Blue possession. White disagrees with the call. Sarkany starting to make his way towards the Blue bench. 35 to go. McIntyre saw wide open Logan Watson. Winds up bobbling it. Do they want a chance at the empty net? Over the goal. Sarkany's going to try to defend here. 15 seconds to go. And they score. Just before the clock runs out. 7. Donovan Wallace, the latest goal scorer to close things down. 15 to 10, excuse me, will be the final score. And that'll close out the first week here at the Winter Box League, as White closes things down with a big victory by the end of the night. We'll close things down here as well. It's been another production by Pro Caliber Media. I've been Tino Fair, and we will see you on the next one.